Gaming can be a pretty expensive hobby, so it always helps if you can save those pennies with a brilliant free-to-play game. So in today's video, we're talking about the best of them. Hello there everyone, Aiden here from Push Square with the top 10 best free-to-play games on PS5. Not originally a free-to-play game and not the last on this list to make that switch, Rocket League is an endlessly fun experience wrapped up in what is, at its core, a great concept for a game: football with cars. Now, since making that switch to free-to-play, Rocket League has been hammering home with this new seasonal content, which is map variations and plenty of cosmetic tie-ins with its battle passes if you did want to kit out your rocket-fueled car. However, the core gameplay experience is entirely free of charge, and it's the sort of game that's just perfect to get a wee group of friends on and drift and boost around a big field. We all know how tough it can be getting a group of mates to shell out anything for any game, especially with that looming fear of, will we just play it for one session, which has happened to me a fair few times. So Rocket League alleviates that fear, and it's just a fun, casual time to boot. Warzone has undeniably had its ups and downs. Will it ever recapture that Verdansk magic upon the original iteration's launch? There's always a chance, but I think probably not. But at the same time, there's no denying that the Battle Royale format, which will come up again, is such an exciting experience, especially if you're playing with a squad of pals. Now sure, the meta has been muddled with the way that they've been dealing with loadouts from different mainline COD entries, but at the heart of it all, you're still getting that premium COD shooter experience, which will be mixed up once more when Black Ops 6's new Omni movement system is integrated into the game. Now, whatever your thoughts on COD, getting into that final circle is honestly exhilarating, even more so when you realise you're playing it all for free. Another to make the switch to free-to-play, Fall Guys surprisingly has managed to keep things interesting all this time since its launch. Jumping into a game now if you haven't played in a while is kinda crazy with the amount of new modes and obstacle courses. There is so much variety to it these days that it's easy to just lose hours to the thing. On top of that, Fall Guys is a right laugh, with its fumbling physics as your little beans tumble their way through each of the game's courses. Squeaking your way into the next round or even sabotaging someone else's run is quite surprisingly exhilarating for a game that from the outside just looks simple and easy going. Sessions in Fall Guys can get real intense. If you have an insatiable appetite for gaming, then look no further than Genshin Impact, a game you could literally commit your entire life to. Hoyoverse's gacha game is flashy, it's stylish, and most importantly, it has that addictive edge. Now granted, this one has a far more harsh approach to monetization here. You're basically going to have to gamble to unlock its many characters. However, the game is also dropping new story content every 6 weeks. So if you're there for the world and combat and gameplay through your currently unlocked characters, then you've got no shortage of entertainment through this constantly expanding game. Destiny 2 is one of my all-time favourite shooters, with Bungie making the switch to free-to-play once it broke free of Activision. Now, I would have put this one a little higher because technically it is free-to-play, and certainly there is plenty to do within that base content package, but at the same time, this is an evolving game that changes very much with the latest seasonal expansions, whether those be the Witch Queen, Lightfall, or the Final Shape, and all of these expansions are paid. However, even if you serve it as a reason to get into the game to start, like I say, there's plenty to keep you busy looting and shooting. You'll get to experience the top tier first person shooting and be introduced to what I think is one of the coolest sci-fi universes out there. There's something friendly and enchanting about Destiny 2, which makes it a real treat for you and your friends to check out. From the developers of Titanfall, Apex Legends is one of the slickest shooters on the market, with incredibly polished gameplay, an ever-expanding roster of characters, and some truly spectacular map design, perfect for your Battle Royale skirmishes. Entering its 22nd season, there's so much new about Apex from years past, like leveling systems for your guns, new modes to play outside of Battle Royale, and of course, all of those unique legends to master. I've recently been revisiting Apex Legends after a decent hiatus, and it's honestly like a new experience in the best sort of way. Respawn Entertainment really know how to cook up a killer shooter that benefits from you paying attention to movement strategies. I love it when you can up your game just by learning how it all works through its gameplay and mechanics, and Apex Legends has that in spades. A real mix-up for this list here, Astro's Playroom is a free-to-play game that technically comes pre-installed in every new PS5. So if you've been eyeing up the full paid release of Astrobot, but you aren't quite sure, Astro's Playroom is the perfect taster course with a few hours of delightful platforming chock full of PlayStation nostalgia. Can you collect all the puzzles, seek out every PlayStation product, and conquer some time challenges? Well, that's all in there in a properly polished experience, which just so happens to be one of the best showcases for DualSense haptics too. Now, you could probably platinum this one in about 4 hours, but it's so worth checking out. Warframe is kind of forgotten about sometimes, and I don't think that's really all that fair. Launching over 11 years ago now, this one flew under the radar for a lot of people, but across the last decade and change, developer Digital Extremes has been putting in the work to beef out its slick combat and steady grind. And the thing is, it shows no sign of slowing down with its largest expansion yet, 1999, which launches in winter of 2024 for free. Now, for the longest time, I had next to no idea what this game even was, but as soon as I started looking into it, I was just so surprised by not only the scope, but how fluid and polished its gameplay is. If you're looking for a world to sink yourself into, then Warframe may be the one for you. This is certainly a personal option for me, but hopefully in the process you decide to check this one out. The Finals is a newish shooter from Embark Studios, a team made up of ex-Battlefield devs, and this has to be one of the most frenetic shooters on the PS5 right now. Teams of 3 battle it out in fully destructible maps where you must carry a cash box to a set point and defend it until it deposits. Other teams can steal the cash, and the clock is always ticking, so things can get really intense. There's only a set roster of weapons here, so there's no crazy meta builds or anything like that, at least not to the extremes you get in COD, but with heavy, medium and light builds, there's plenty of loadout options here to drastically change not just how you play, but how you approach your enemies. I genuinely can't get enough of this game. I play it pretty much every day, so if you like your chaotic Battlefield styled gameplay, then I implore you to check this one out. You will be blown away by the destruction physics in it. It gets so wild. With the amount of free-to-play games that have come and gone, it's really surprising to see what feels like one of the original ones still very much alive and kicking. Fortnite, sort of like Apex Legends, is a far different game these days with a ton of improvements, especially since it moved to Unreal Engine 5. Now, you still have your base battle royale, which is filled with an expansive map, a no build option if you can't keep up with the kids, because I know I can't, and plenty of awesome pop culture tie-ins in its store and battle passes. More than that though, Fortnite has become a platform now with Fortnite Festival, Rocket Racing and Fortnite Lego. There's so much under the Fortnite hood now, and all of it has free entry. It's genuinely quite impressive. Whether you're shredding to your favourite tunes, drifting around awesome courses, building up shelter as a Lego, or dominating in the original Battle Royale, there's so much to do, and it's all free. So, those are the best free-to-play games on PS5. Do let me know some of your personal favourites down in the comments below, and while you're there, do consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel. Anyway, thank you for watching everyone, and until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.